Let's talk about your general experience with Green Ocean. What were the biggest challenges in managing your condo association before, joining with Green Ocean?
Sure. And I think what started this was that we have three trustees. We have a very small building, 12 units. But however, unlike many property management companies, some of them don't want to get down to that level. You seem like you run the gamut from small to large, which was great for me. And talking to other property managers in the same boat as myself, that they come to find out that if you run the numbers, sometimes running a small 10 to 20 unit building is actually more expensive than running 100. You still have the same overhead and problems, but you don't have 100 people to divide the costs by. It's divided by 15 or 10. So very quickly, as a new trustee, I am a spreadsheet guy. I'm an accounting guy. I do construction management in industrial security for a living. So once I became a trustee and started crunching numbers, I'm going, oh my goodness, the retired woman down the hall is doing the books with paper and pencil with a ruler. They're just namby-pamby writing checks out of the account with no accounting. Nobody's filed the taxes in 3 years. I mean, these are important things. And you try to bring it to other people's attention, and they don't realize how important it is. So very quickly, I started shopping property management companies because it was my first time, my first rodeo. And I realized there was all these different models, and I was lucky enough to come across some of Jarrett's YouTube videos. And I was watching the videos as a learning experience to property management of the do's and don'ts for a new trustee. And then all of a sudden, he made some remark or whatever in the YouTube, and I realized he was local, that he wasn't in California, that he was Boston based. And then I immediately reached out, and it was a win-win right across the board. Your pricing model fit. It wasn't just kind of one size fits all. It fit. What you offered was great. In my own business, we do this, that the classic model that I've talked to other people is always, every time something goes wrong, put a man in a van and send him to the site. That's expensive. It's expensive for both you and the owners. Our model ourselves, my company is in Waltham, Mass, and most of my customers are in Boston and Cambridge. Every time they need a technician, they have to get in a van and drive from Waltham, get Cambridge, $25 an hour for parking, get out of their van. Now we go online. My technicians remote into the computers. We still charge $150 an hour, but we can do the service call in a half an hour. It doesn't take 4 hours of travel to do and that's kind of what your model is, that we don't need boots on the ground unless we physically need that. And that was very refreshing because your folks, Paulo and so forth, said, hey, we're willing to come out. Do you need us? No, just send the contractor. I'll show him the building. And then he can report back to Paulo. So it was really a win-win as far as your business model is excellent. It works.
Awesome. We're very happy to hear those feedback and that you liked our model and how we present Green Ocean. Another question that I guess I would like to ask is, what's been the biggest improvement in your association? I mean, something that you've noticed have improved after working with us.
I would say transparent communications and the fact that I have a pro team that I can insert into the problem or into the system. And myself included, as a first-time trustee, and as I said, when I reached out to Jarrett, we had three trustees, and one of them quickly quit or retired. He was having family issues. It's like, okay, and now I own this. It's myself and one 72-year-old woman who's retired from the post office, and people are knocking at my door telling me that there's water leaking down in the laundry room. I don't want to do this for a living. And here's the biggest thing. When, Unit 1, Unit 5, Unit 10 is 2 months in the rears on their HOAs, I don't want to be collecting money from my neighbors, okay? Or this neighbor's fighting with that neighbor. Hey, Paul, you need to go yell at them. No, I don't want to do that. These are my neighbors. I want to insert a property management company that say, if you have a complaint, here's their phone number, here's their email address, which is what you people were phenomenal at, or are phenomenal at, which is they write an email to you and say, we're having this problem. You cycle it back to me on the down low. Hey, unit so-and-so is having an issue here. I respond with my feelings, but they get a response from Green Ocean, not from Paul. Okay. And that's very refreshing to a trustee, because almost all trustees, I believe you can critique me, that most of them are residents and, they want to have a board, but they don't want to do the day-to-day head knocking. There's a lot of conflict in hallways with people putting the wrong things in dumpsters or parking the wrong way or music's too loud. No trustee wants to do that. So you seem to unburden me from all of those kind of things. And it worked immediately. My life quieted down because I could direct everything to Green Ocean.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I guess that also answers the question like, what's one best thing about Green Ocean that gave you peace of mind? Do you agree to that?
Oh, sure. And one of the other ones, and I don't mean to, go on too long, but some of the other things very quickly, your team on the finance and the bookkeeping end, what's that expression? You don't know what you don't know. So I'm a 40-year veteran of business, but I've never been a trustee. This is my first condo. And all of a sudden, as your finance team started to get involved, going, wow, you haven't filed your taxes. Wow, you have a problem with your master deed was never done correctly. Wow, your insurance policy is written incorrectly. Well, I can make the decision. Okay, what's wrong? Well, it's written around an apartment building, not a condo building. The deed wasn't filed properly. And then it was, Paul, what would you like to do? Here's the issue. Sure, once you explain it to me, I can make a decision on what I want to do with the insurance, but I didn't flag the problem. So, and I felt so good that Green Ocean was finding these problems and that you had a law firm, if we needed it, we could reach out to handle any legal issue. So immediately made me feel very good that I had somebody at my back. Okay. That would spot a problem, explain the problem. We as the trustees would give them an answer, and then you then would fix the problem. And that was very beneficial to all of us.
Thank you. That's what we pride here in Green Ocean, being proactive to as many things as we can. So thank you for that. Another question that I would like to throw in is, would you recommend Green Ocean to other associations and why?
Oh, absolutely. Because of my own shopping. I think Jarrett was nice enough to refer one or two people for me to talk to. And it was interesting for me to get online and talk nice things about Green Ocean, but I questioned them as well. They were in the same boat. We have 12 units. They had 19 or 20, and we started to share. And I realized very quickly, every trustee of a small group has the exact same problems. Hey, we're about to put $100,000 worth of decking on our building, but we don't know how to read all this Latin contract language. Call Green Ocean. Have them bring out a project manager. Tell them you want them to do the job. So, again, there's a condo up the street from me that's 100 units. Great. They have 7 trustees. 3 of them are attorneys. They have $1 million in the reserves. Life is good if you have those kind of, that kind of resources at your beck and call. A small building doesn't. So you very quickly realize you need a Green Ocean in your life. So that's one of the things I discovered as well. And so I would recommend, and I have recommended to Green Ocean to anybody that's asked.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I guess one of the last question that I would like to throw in is, what would you say to another trustee that's considering Green Ocean for their property?
Well, basically, probably the same thing I had, which is, I'm going to use that phrase again. You don't know what you don't know, because all of a sudden you think everything is okay. And because of your lack of knowledge as being a trustee, things are percolating in the background. Contracts, liabilities. One of my other trustees the other day, and I know this is just a very small thing, just wrote a letter or an item to post like in the laundry room. It was about fire extinguishers or something. I used to be a fire alarm gentleman. I know the laws very well. I'm like, oh my God, you can't say that. You can't just go off and write a letter. Okay. There's NFPA codes. There's town codes, local, national. And he didn't know. He just wanted to write a letter about fire extinguishers. No, you run this by your property management company. Let them write the letter. Okay. Because somebody could grab a fire extinguisher, not be trained how to use it, and get hurt or not evacuate properly, and you're liable. So this is why you need a property management company to keep you out of trouble. So that's why I would recommend to anybody that's not a professional to reach out to a Green Ocean to make their lives safer and better.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure.
It's flattering, really. Thank you for those kind
No,
words.
very honest. I'm very happy with the program.
Thank you, Paul.